Welcome, everybody. Today, we're going to be talking about something that's basically free money. I'm going to break down what we call Q5. And if nobody's been talking to you about Q5, well, it's because either A, they don't know about it, in which case, well, we're here to help, or B, you making a lot of money isn't something they really care about. And this is something that every advertiser can take advantage of, and is basically a second Black Friday. As a matter of fact, I have often made more money during Q5 and volume of profit than we did during Black Friday. This is going to be super fun. We're going to break it down. We're going to get down to the three things that you need to know to maximize your Q5. And to be fair, just so you need to know, let's pull it in. Q5 is the week after Christmas and is the single most profitable period of time in your ad account all year long. And if people aren't talking to you about it, I'm here to help. This is, like I said, basically free money. And you could easily double the revenue you make in the month of December in as little as 5 days. We're going to break it all down, everything you need to know, the 3 steps to maximize your transition, and a lot more, all here today. I want to thank all the people that are subscribed to the channel. I want to thank all the people that just go ahead and like. If you have questions, drop them in the comment section. And if you want to become a member here, it's like $5 a month. If you want to become a member, that means that anytime you want to ask any question on these lives, you get pushed to the top of the list. We're also going to dive into all of your comments from last week on YouTube. So much more. We also have a massive video going live on Tuesday. If you liked the big course video that we did, we have the follow-up to it. And yeah, I'm pumped. I've been taking sales calls for the MBA program. We are trying to fill up 12 spots before the end of the year so that I can basically take the rest of the year off. And we are damn near halfway there. And I've got 2 more calls today. I think 4 tomorrow. Sabri Subi signed up, which I think is hilarious. All right. So anyway, we're going to have a lot of stuff today. It's going to be super fun. Let me know where you're at. Munib, good to see you again. And with that being said, let's hit the intro and get to the fun. Okay.
Everything is going extremely well.
And now, showtime.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Welcome back to Disruptor School. Today, we are diving into what is basically free money, Q5, the week after Christmas. And shockingly, I see nobody talking about it, which is just amazing because, like, why are people not talking about this? So let's break down a couple of things just to get started. First off, what is Q5? Q5 is basically the week or 2 weeks after Christmas. Now, why is it so valuable? Well, because we have a couple of really big inflection points all hitting at the same time. Number one, CPMs are the lowest during this time of year that they will be at any time of the year. We have the most inventory with the least competition and the lowest demand on that inventory. Let me put it to you in a different way. All right. During these times, people are on their phones and on their laptops more than they are at any other given time. For those that need a little science lesson, let's dive into it. December 22nd is the longest night of the year, meaning that we are dealing with some of the longest periods of darkness in the Northern Hemisphere. That basically means people are on their devices a lot more. They're also traveling a lot more, so they're on their devices a lot more. And they're spending time with family and just vacationing and taking it easy, which means they're on their devices a lot more. What this means is we have more inventory, places to put our ads than we do at any other time in the year. So supply through the roof. Now, demand. Most brands that are spending big bucks, and I think, we're not talking about people spending $20K a month. We're not talking about people spending $20K a day. We're not talking about people spending $100,000 a day. I'm talking about brands that'll drop $1 million a day, $250,000 a day. Brands that are on their regular monthly budget going to be willing to lose more money than you will spend in a year. They are not spending during this time, and really for 3 reasons. Number one, most of them don't manage their own ads, and they work with an ad agency that has just set up some reach and frequency campaign that is more or less trying to spend in full so that they don't have to do reports when everybody's out of the office. Number two, they're prepped for the whole year. They've hit their financials. Their financial year ends on the 31st. They don't want to have to do more stuff. And to be fair, they probably get a vast majority of the value beforehand because they've been leading up to the Christmas season and the Black Friday season and everything else. They made their money, then went home. And third, and this one I think is most exciting, most people are focused on what are they going to do in the new year? They're not focused on how do we take advantage of the opportunity in front of us. And remember that direct consumer, unlike normal retail, is built around how can you be more important? How can you care about the end customer? How can you be a better fit towards somebody's needs? If your unique selling proposition is that you are lowest price, you should not be in this business. However, if you can be more valuable to somebody and be more important to somebody and give them a better experience and a better quality product, whatever it is, then direct consumer is great. Which ultimately means that the big box retailers, again, the folks who will drop $1 million a day on catalog ads, they're not playing the game right now. So the amount of competition from people you should actually be worried about is drying up. I see so many folks that are like, well, I'm a drop shipper spending $10,000 a day. Maybe there's like 6 other people dropping like 25,000 a day. I can't compete with that. None of that matters when you have 1,000 brands spending $1 million a day. Context matters. Your little problem in the world is a drop in the bucket of the ocean of the rest of what's going on. Now, I said there was something else, right? That's supply, that's demand. We also have consumer intent. More people are willing to spend more money on themselves in an aspirational way during this time period than at any other time of the year. And when you spend money on yourself, you're willing to spend more money. AOVs are up. And when you're spending money on yourself, especially in a aspirational way, if there's an ability to sell a 3-month supply, you can probably sell that easier than a 1-month supply. The point is bundles and AOVs, perceived value, and basically the logic of what am I going to spend my money on and not goes out the window. Now, in the States, we also have the end of tax season, so people are getting tax write-offs. And a lot of people oversimplify it by saying, it's just as simple as what did I not get for Christmas? I'm going to buy it for myself. And you know what? That's not far off. That's a great way of thinking of it. If everybody just went and bought for themselves what somebody didn't get them for Hanukkah or for Christmas, and every business in the world that spends $1 million a day decides to not spend a penny, think about how much more possibility there is to reach high quality people and how much more money you can charge them for giving them a better quality product. So that's what Q5 is. And we're going to dive into all of that today. We're going to break down the 3 very specific things you need to know to maximize the value of your Q5. And we're going to get into a lot more. With all that being said, let's get started though by hitting the comments as we do every week. I need to start getting some like hit the comments music. That'd be fun. If anybody wants to do that, make me a little quick hit the comments video. I'll use it. All right. So first one. Soon comes some hard lotion. This is the best meta ads course from setup to scaling success. By the way, the sequel to this premieres on Tuesday. It's nearly 2 hours long and it is so valuable. We had to delay it because there was a potential around like a lawsuit. It was crazy. This is something that nobody else will show you. And we've got it through legal. We're going to give it out. It's going to be amazing. Please set your timers and make sure that you don't miss it. That being said, I follow everything here. And since I had set up your flexible ads in the past, I'm copying those flex ads and tweaking them to make them a bit more in line with what you have. But after duplicate the particular campaign, there's no option to choose the flexible ad. Do you know why? Hard lotion, I don't know why. That seems very interesting. I wish that I had an answer for you. My best suggestion is that I would take a look at the optimization events and the type of campaign. You might be moving from a manual sales campaign to an advantage shopping campaign. And in that space, a flexible ad might not be an option for you. That's probably my best piece of advice for you, Hard Lotion. Please let me know if that works for you. And if you're here on the live, let me know if that'll fix it for you. I'm happy to dive in. Yeah. All right, next one. This one comes from Word Trading Game. Your videos have helped us, our business a lot. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. Let's see. Oh, this was a fun little short. Let's just pull this up real quick. I doubt the audio is going to come through. Doesn't matter. Musica. Yeah. Yeah, Charlie. Yeah, this is me just in my living room, yeah, actually looking over some ad account data and just taking it all in. And I was like, we need to drop what's really important here. Yeah, by the way, drop the MBA to join the MBA program. It is blowing up right now, and I would love to make sure that you don't miss your chance to get into it. So all that being said, you're welcome, Ward Trade Carding Trading Card Game. And let me know what else I can do to help you out. Awesome. Cam Street 164, I'm gonna guess. Wow, this totally shifted how I think about ads. This is the how to do a 4PI analysis. By the way, on the new video that's coming out. Let me move this for 1 second. The new video that comes out on Tuesday. Not only do we walk through the 4PI analysis, not only do we talk about the entire dashboard and what every metric means and how to set it up so that you can see success as soon as possible, we actually do three live 4PI analyses during the video on a brand spending like $100 a day, a brand spending 100,000 a day, and a brand somewhere in the middle. And we go through live ad accounts and do real world analysis on products so that you can see what the thinking looks like and how to be as successful as possible as soon as possible. This is quite literally what does the video coming out on Tuesday, which you should absolutely take a look at. And if you're watching this on replay, it's probably already up. But if not, you should check it out. Like, please, like, just set your timers for 5:30 in the morning or Pacific Standard Time, 8:30 Eastern, and whatever that means in Europe, and New Zealand. I think it'll be in the middle of the night. Point is, that video is going to be amazing. We're going to walk through the entire dashboard and show you what everything means, how to get set up. If you walked through the meta ads course, this is the next step. Instead of just telling you how to set everything up, this is now how to set it up. This is now how to understand everything that's happening, what columns, what metrics, what KPIs really matter, how to analyze everything, and how to optimize and scale your account with ease. That video is going to be amazing. All right, let's get back to it. Parker Lester, we're dropping the MBA. Buddy, here we go. Disruptor School. Yep. .com /MBA. There you go. Whoop, MBA. There you go. And let's just hit this real quick. I've been loving these videos, and apparently you all have too. So let's take a look at this one. Yeah, you like dancing on this? Yeah, there we go. That's how we focus on scaling our ads with consistency and with understanding what's going to happen and how you can do a lot of it on an automated basis, right? So anyway, glad that this changed how you shifted the way that you look at your ads. I hope this changes things for everybody. The fact that people aren't looking at CPMs and frequency and understanding how the platform is using their ads and just trying to focus on, well, what's the best sales pitch and just constantly scaling that. It's inconceivable to me that experts still fight this thing. It's wild. You're never going to see anything from the jokesters like Chase Chappelle or even Ben Heath, as much as he tries to be everything to everybody, or of course the just straight up fucking scammers like Taylor Holiday and Andrew Ferris and Ashton Shanks, just Jordan Welsh, just all these folks that actually don't give a shit about you and are focused on taking advantage of you and destroying your business for their personal profit. We're not in that business. And I'm not saying that's Ben, that's Taylor and Andrew and other folks like that. Anyway, hello, amazing value, man. You're welcome, Paolo. I'm working with a client that sells a newsletter about investments and stock tips and some tips on stocks, entrepreneurship, and crypto. My question is the new category for financial services and products. Would that classify in that? Footer said this is not financial advice. Maybe Meta would classify it. I don't know, to be totally honest with you, Paolo. I would play it safe and mark my ads as financial services, or I would start there and then also just make maybe a second dummy account where I'm not marking it and seeing if I rebuild the ads on a second page, if I can get better results. I think that ultimately being straightforward with Facebook instead of trying to take advantage of them puts you in a much better position for success. Yeah, Charlie. So I would work on maximizing the quality of my relationship with my business partner, and that might mean that you need to mark your stuff as financial services and products. I know that it says that it's not financial advice, but the machine is going to pick up on what you're putting down, and you're not going to be able to explain yourself if you disagree with it. So a little bit of context there. Just I'd rather you play it safe and be able to continue to scale rather than struggling because you tried to pull a fast one. All right, we're 2 days in. That means we're going to stop here for a second. Okay, so Q5. We're going to talk about 3 very simple things that you should be knowing. First off, let's talk about the calendar. Now, when we look at things, basically, tomorrow is December 14th. Tomorrow is the first day where standard shipping will no longer get a product into somebody's hands in time for gifting, which means a lot of people are going to pull back their ad budgets because the performance is going to start to drop off a cliff. Now, why this matters is because we are going to start to see the drop in CPMs hit. Now, why this really matters for you is this means that you can offer premium shipping if you can guarantee to get it there. Maybe you charge $20, $30 premium guaranteed shipping. And if it doesn't get there in time, you refund somebody's order and you get 20 people, 50 people, 100 people, 1,000 people to pay for it. And maybe you have to refund 5% of them, whatever it is. That is something that you can absolutely do right now to increase the AOV and make some extra free money, because that's really important. Now, the other thing is, if you are not able to get those results, it is 100% fine to begin to pull back your budgets. It's totally okay to do that. By the way, dropping down the MBA program down here on the bottom. I didn't put that in there before. disruptschool.com/MBA. Go there, sign up for a call. You will talk to me. We will make a deal to get you into the program. All right. So that being said, why this really matters is because some folks will struggle by then trying to launch a bunch of different ads. They'll struggle and squirm and try to make a bunch of different ideas work. They'll launch new ads. They'll ramp up the volume of creative testing, which basically says my target audience doesn't want to buy. Oh, we're going to get to that LLC to LTD. We are literally hitting that point right now. Yeah, we are hitting this point right now. You could make the choice to say, well, my results aren't that good. What I'm going to do is follow the advice of people who have no fucking clue what they're talking about and launch more ads, because launching more ads is how you get more scale, which is fucking stupid. Like, objectively speaking, the idea of saying, if I want better results, what I should do is invest more heavily in unproven ideas, because having a higher investment in ads where I don't know how they're going to behave, that are far dumber than existing ads in a way that destabilizes my funnel and undermines all of my search, email, and CRO marketing efforts, is the path to success. There's a reason why the only people that tell you to do that also run ad agencies that sell creative services. There we go. We need to throw this on. And that's because it's a low integrity grifter move, right? Like, you don't want to do that. So instead, it is totally fine to begin to descale your budgets. What we're talking about here. It is okay in the lead up to in the lead up to Q5 and over the next week or so to start pulling back. Now, what I want you to also have permission to do is to just turn them off. I'm not saying you have to turn off everything. Let's say you have a hero product, hero offer campaign, a rebuttal upsell, and a catalog ad. And you're noticing my rebuttal upsell because the AOV is higher. Yeah, my CPA is there. But when I look at my gross profit margin per transaction by subtracting my CPA from my AOV, which, by the way, also video coming out on that. And if you're not doing that, like, the fact that nobody talks about these things blows my mind. Like, why not understand actual gross profit when people are just looking at fucking margins and ratios? When anybody that tells you success comes in the form of a fraction is trying to steal from you. Okay, so hold on a second. Sorry. When we're getting into this space, it is 100% okay to say, you know what, my hero offer is not good for me anymore. What I'm going to do is just turn it off. because on Q5, I don't want to begin to scale back up. If I'm spending 500 a day or 5,000 a day or 50 a day on it, instead of pulling back and back and back and losing a little bit less money every single day, and then Christmas comes and we lose everything, and then the day after it's amazing, and then we spend another week ramping it back up, or worse, you just surf scale to the point where you destroy all of your ads, you could just turn it off. Your other ads will get more effective because there's less competition in the space. And to be fair, not all of your sales come because of what you're promoting in the ad. Just sometimes the fact you have an ad live is working. And when Q5 hits, the day after Christmas, literally the night of Christmas, if you want to, you can turn it back on. And that way, instead of starting, if you were at 500 and you scaled down to 100 and then you try to scale back up, in which case you're like, wow, this is opportune time. What I'm going to do is quadruple or quintuple my budget, so the system has to learn how to be successful on way more volume of data than it was before. And I'm going to ask it to do that when all the money is rolling in, instead of prepping it so that when the money is running, I'm already ready to go already. Like if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So the point is, you're totally fine just turning that campaign off. It's totally fine. I just had a conversation in Disruptor School Inner Circle. We have, amen. I'm all about it, bro. Like, go to disruptorschool.com/MBA. You will talk to me. We will make a deal that works for you. Okay. I will promise you that. Okay. We've had tons of different deals made sense. Okay. We are down for payment plans. We are down for trades. We are down for bundles. We are going to make it work. Okay. I promise you that. All right. Now, getting back to this. The point here is, when you know the market's about to come in your space, you don't have to play games that you're going to lose. We just had this in the Inner Circle conversation. By the way, check out Disruptor School Inner Circle if you want to get into there. It's phenomenal. We basically just have like working sessions bi-weekly where you can get all of your questions answered, and it's amazing. Thank you again, Eamon. I really appreciate it. There you go. Thank you, buddy. We actually talked about this one business where they're doing print on demand drop shipping of jewelry, right? And the guy's saying, just my results have been really bad over the last week, and I've just been rolling back and rolling back and rolling back. And I told him this great story about a guy that joined the MBA program about 2-3 years ago. His name is Daniel. Was crushing. What Daniel did is Daniel had his website up and with automated email flows, and that was great. And then during the 5 periods of the year where his target audience was hyper motivated to make purchases, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, stuff like that, he would go hard in the paint with ads and with organic content and basically lit up the business. But it would start from exactly where he left off. And it's because those ads still worked, because the data was still good. Right now, every day that you spend more money on the ads that aren't working, you're reducing the estimated action rate of those ads, depreciating your relationship with the platform. Going dark means you're not losing ground. Saying I'm going to stand off to the side of the road means that instead of slipping back down the mountain, when you decide to get back on the road, you're way ahead. You can 100% just stop what you're doing, and then going from 100 or 1,000 a day to 5,000 or 500 or whatever it is a day immediately happens overnight, because you're not scaling the budgets of things that have already been running. You're just turning things that already were working back on. This crushes. And who's to say that the day you turn on a campaign, it's going to do bad? Who's to say that it won't be a great day, especially when the day after Christmas is basically Black Friday all over again? And that buying behavior actually ramps up. Who's to say you don't take advantage of that? The fact that nobody's telling you to do this stuff pains me. It's like, how many people worth their salt have been around the space for so long that aren't sharing with you simple, basic ways to basically get free money? It is literally this easy. If you have something that works, instead of deciding to set it on fire and give it a Viking funeral because you can't play the game and win, just stop playing the game. You can sit this out. It's totally fine to not go to work today. You can 100% do that. And if you decide to do that, there's 2 other things that you should be focusing on. And we're going to get back to that here in just a minute. But I want to get back to the comment section here real quick. Hi, Charlie. Oh man, there is so much like Apple and yeah, I think it's mostly Apple on the floor over here. Baby Charlie's going nuts. Little girl just turned 1, by the way. Super stoked about that. All right, anyway, let's get back to this. Man, this thing, Success Made Simple. This ultimate guide to profitable ads. If you haven't watched this video yet, like I highly recommend that you do. I think it's so valuable. I made it the welcome video on my page. And it starts as simple as this. Like the best place to start is with a promise. And I know that your time and energy is the most valuable asset you have. And I promise to give you the best possible ROI for your time and attention today. Then I introduce myself, I show you a couple of case studies, and then I show you how to scale your business. It's about 45 minutes long, and it will fundamentally change everything for you. It is 100% worth your time. Thank you, my Tal. I appreciate that. Happy birthday, baby Charlie. Yay. Yeah. Yeah. Yay. All right. Okay. So getting back to it, let's thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. All right, so Charlie's the absolute best. He changed my life. I'm so glad to hear that. Sammy's Gourmet Dog Treats. Hey, by the way, Sammy's Gourmet Dog Treats, if you're watching this, I've got some puppies. They would love some gourmet dog treats. Where can I get some? Like, let me know. I will gladly show my puppies some love with what you got. All right. Memos 408. You are the best. You always deliver. Like the great Vince Lombardi said, what matters is the results. Thank you. Yeah, this video, phenomenal. If you want results, just go ahead and watch the video. It's amazing. Yeah, I'm in. Your stuff is gold. Thank you. I'm just trying to make the world a better place. In a world full of low integrity scam artists leveraging their reputation and taking advantage of people for a living and taking credit for the success of other teams while they scorch businesses to the ground and destroy dreams, the least I can do is bring some integrity to the game and help you not need any of them ever again. You should fire your agency today and we will help you win. All right. Yeah, because apparently I need more espresso. All right. When you say creating audiences is bad, what if you're selling products to specific vehicle owners? Great question. Let's say you have 5 vehicle platforms that you sell through one website. Do you let Facebook figure that out? Yeah. You know who's not going to see my ad for some brakes for a Porsche? Somebody that's got an old Dodge Caravan. If your ad only appeals to a small group of people, those are the only people that are going to see your ad because Facebook is trying to give people a positive user experience on the platform. And if your ad is a liability to their experience, they're not going to see it. But if your ad means something to them, they will see it. Ads do the targeting. Creative does the targeting. If you're still using audiences, wake up. It is not 2017 anymore. And I hear people say, well, my lookalike audience is performing better than my broad. Yeah, because you're running the lookalike, your broad got worse. Also, those results are far less incremental and you're not growing the business. Helping Facebook take more credit for the same sale as Google and email while reaching fewer people is not a way to grow your business. It's just a great way to make the report look better. So, yeah, screw all of that nonsense. All right. Yeah, we'll get to day 3 here, and then we'll hit the comment section. Then get back to part number 2 on what you should be doing for Q5. Okay. Love it, Charlie. Smashing it. Thank you, Rogers. I appreciate it. By the way, this video here, the ultimate guide, this video is like 6 hours long. This one of just me spitting hot fire the entire fucking time. I think it's 30-minute stints. It's wild. I've got another couple of those queued up. Just when this one starts to die off, maybe I'll hit you guys with another one. But we got some massive value. Like I said, this Tuesday, the single best it's the single best video that I've ever made. And the follow-up to our full course video is going to go live. And it's basically once you set up your ad account, now what? This is how you optimize and scale. I show you every button in the platform, every option, every column, every KPI. I show you how to make custom columns. I show you how to make custom metrics. And we do live real world analysis on 3 separate ad accounts, spending between $100 and $100,000 a day. I cannot make it more actionable than that. I don't think so, but I'm going to try. And that'll be the next video that I do. Okay, great. Oh, we got a lot of sets in the 3. So we'll come back to these. We'll come back to these 3 days ago. Okay. So that being said, let's hit the comments here real quick. And then let's see, Danilo. Yeah, I've noticed my business went slightly down these last 3-4 weeks. Yeah. And Danilo, I would also compare these last 3-4 weeks to what you were seeing in like August and September. Is it actually that it's going down, or is it that the rise that you saw with Black Friday has been mitigated a bit by the drop that you see afterwards? And comparing week over week numbers to quarter over quarter numbers, the quarter over quarter numbers are really helpful pieces of information that you can use to understand what's going on in your business. What's going on, hon? You want to grab her? Sorry. We got. Do you mind? You want to take her? Yeah, go for it. She was just finishing up an apple, but it ended up mostly on the floor. I'll clean this all up.
Why does Daddy always do the Hasselhoff?
I just, she liked the apple, so I gave her more apple.
The apple's good. It's the David Hasselhoff of the shirt.
Okay, I don't know about the David Hasselhoff of the shirt.
You're on cleanup.
All right, Barkley's on cleanup. Let's shut this door and we'll get it going. All right, there we go. Real person, real world. All right. So you totally notice it's going down, and the Q5 is a great way for you to pick things back up. All right. Bilal says, will Q5 work for B2B during holiday mode? It can. It totally depends. Like, Q5 can work for B2B during a holiday mode if what you have is a high ticket offer, so that business can get a tax write-off. 100% can work. I'm doing that with folks in the MBA program right now. 3 of the last 5 people that signed up for the Facebook Ads MBA program wanted to get all their billings in before the end of the year so they can make it a tax write-off for their business. And hey, look, at that point, it's basically free, so you might as well do it. Awesome. All right, one more. What if I'm selling digital projects? Should I still descale? Matal, if you're getting good results, don't stop spending good money. But if you're not getting good results, don't waste good money. I don't think it really matters what your product is. It's all about consumer intent and the marketplace and all that fun stuff. Okay, cool. That all being said, let's get back to point number 2 here today. So point number 2 of your Q5, how to scale your Q5. And what I want to focus on here is that you are being way too polite. You are being way too considerate, or you think you are. But the honest truth is you're not spending nearly enough on search, and you are sending way too few emails. Let me ask you this. Are you sending less than 2 or 3 emails a day? If the answer is yes, fix it. You should be. Here's the thing. Here's my golden rule for email. Fuck them. Here's what I mean by that. When I sign up to get your emails, very rarely is it because I'm trying to sign up to get an email a couple of times a week so that 6 months from now I'm going to buy. 80 to 90% of the money that you will make from any email address happens in the first 72 hours. And why that really matters is because you've gotten a lot of emails, especially since Black Friday. And if those people aren't buying, fuck them. If those people don't open your emails, fuck them. If you have an email list of 50,000 people and you send 3 to 4 emails a week, my point to that is you probably have 49,987 too many emails. If people aren't opening your emails, get them out of your sends. Having 50,000 of a thing that has no value is completely worthless. Send more. If I gave you my email address because I'm trying to buy from you, your emails serve not only as promotional efforts, but also top of mind efforts. And when I ultimately want to buy and you're not top of mind necessarily, you might have worked really hard to make a sale for my competitor. And if I'm not interested, if I don't open the emails, then stop sending me them. But the point is, there is absolutely no reason you shouldn't be sending at least 2 emails a day between now and especially during Q5. I don't want you to have a single email address in your feed that's getting emails on a regular basis from you on January 1st that is less than a week old, unless that person is opening emails or buying from you. You need to make people make the decision. Either they're going to buy from you or they won't. And here's why it really matters. If you begin to send more emails and make more money, you're going to suppress your blended CPA. You're also going to help clear out the funnel. And part number 3 that we're going to get to is how to best weaponize that funnel. But the point of it is you need to be massively ramping up your weaponization of the potential energy. There's literally no better time to take advantage of it than when people are super eager to buy. And remember that calendar we talked about. CPMs are going to get really low. Your ability to fill that email funnel, it will never be easier than it will be in January and February. Now, mind you, we're not talking about the cost cap jokers that like aren't posting nearly as many screenshots this year. So, you know, maybe the grift isn't working, but like every mid-February, all the cost caps break and everybody says, well, Facebook is broken. No, just using it the wrong way doesn't work. The point here is that there is no easier time to fill your funnel than when CPMs are hyper low. January is probably the lowest CPMs you're going to see all year. If there's any time to basically say shit or get off the pot, buy from me or goodbye, it's right now, especially the week after Christmas. Q5, you should be sending 2 to 3 emails a day. And more importantly, I want you to begin to take a look at your Facebook ads, and I want you to add a column for leads. I want you to be able to start tracking the ads that are getting you the most email addresses. And I want you to track the value of an email address. And most importantly, I want you, if you've ever seen Lifetimely, you see that there are cohorts on Lifetime based around product, right? Like month 1, it's like $25. Month 2, it's like 27. By month 3, it's 32. And by month 6, maybe it's 35. And that's where it kind of caps out, right? Great. Do that by day for email address. How much revenue are you getting per email address on the day? That becomes really important because you're going to know if I wait 3 days to send an email, that email address is probably worth 8% of what it would have been if I sent on day 1. And you say, well, I already sent one on day 1. Great. Send it again. Did they open it? How many times do you open every email from every brand that hits you up? How many times do you see an email from a brand and you don't even open it, but reminds you to go to their website? How many times do you remember a brand exists when you're eager to buy and you've been shopping around a whole bunch and you got a bunch of their competitors' emails? How many times did you buy from their competitor? The point is simple. In order to maximize your potential on the revenue that you could be making, you need to release all the kinetic energy that you've spent heavily in time and money investing into developing. Because those people that, if they make it all the way through Q5 and decide to not buy from you, they will likely never buy from you. And if you're just going to say, I don't want to make 97% of my revenue because in 3 months, I can make 3% of that off of this small little fraction that might buy again. Those people, if they're really interested, they'll see some ads, they'll come back and buy from you. The incrementality of email revenue is basically like 5 days. Buy something from, sign up for True Classic. See how many times a day they email you and send you an SMS. How about Portland Leather Goods? Portland Leather Goods actually sends you emails at like 9 o'clock at night because they know nobody else is, and they're just hitting you when you're in bed to buy shit. Like, that is fucking brilliant, McCoy. I love it. Maybe it's Matt's making that decision. Who knows? Curtis in general is just a gangster. I love that guy. And I love they also took the homepage ASC thing. They were like, we just made an extra like $250,000 a day on this thing. So thank you. It worked. Which is rad. I love texting my friends like things they should do in their businesses and them just like printing a bunch of money. Like that is fantastic. All right. So point number 2 to this is not only send more emails, but also if you're getting a 3x ROAS on your Google ads, if you could spend twice as much and your 3 goes to a 2, you're not spending enough. 2x return on $2 on twice as much spend. 2x return on $2 is more money than a 3x return on $1. Think about it like this. 100% return on $100 is 1% of the amount of money you would make as 1% return on $1 million. You need to be less efficient. You need to be more aggressive. You need to push for volume. And there's one other piece of this puzzle that we're going to cover here in a minute. I just want to make sure that we get through as many of these questions as we can today. So we're going to come back to that in just a minute. But right now, let's get back to some of the questions of the week. So BMO Journal, which by the way, I love you. I love BMO Journal. These people are so great. And I love the chance. We've actually had some consulting calls and it's been fantastic to get on some consulting calls with them, which, by the way, if you want to get on consulting, go to disruptorschool.com. We do consulting. It's $1,000 an hour. Happy to make a business deal with you on that. And if you want to join the MBA program and maybe you feel like paying in full because you don't want to do a payment plan or so, maybe we'll throw in a couple extra hours for free for you. Why not? All right. So I launched the ASC we were talking about on our last phone call and realized it was set to add to cart optimization. So I had to relaunch, realized my budget was wrong. So I upped the budget and now it isn't spending any. Day after day, it's spending pennies. Does it need time to start or do I dupe and relaunch for work? Honestly, BMO, I would just go ahead and relaunch this thing. It seems like something about whatever's going on is funky. And sometimes the easiest way to fix your tech problem is to unplug it, wait 5 minutes and plug it back in. And the Facebook version of doing that is just duplicating the thing and rebuilding it. ASC will spend your money. So just go ahead and go for it. There's no reason why it shouldn't. And if it's not, the easiest fix is just rebuilding BMO. So let me know. Hey, Charlie, hope you're well. Just wondering, why do you not look at frequency outside of the 24-hour window? Because it doesn't mean anything. Overwhelmingly, I see people say, well, my frequency is too high. It's like a 5. I'm like, okay, over how much time? Well, okay, so like last month? If it's a 5 over the last month, you mean somebody sees your ad once a week? Do you remember the ads you saw yesterday? Frequency too high is like 100 in a month. But you don't know how the platform is using your ads unless you're looking at it in a breakdown by day. Because that lets you know how much of your ad spend per day is being spent on net new versus showing that same ad to people over and over again. And again, to dive deeper into that, this video that we have coming out on Tuesday will break that all down and to make it hyper actionable, Sam Peters. So I don't want to dive in too deep because I just have like the best version of that answer coming out real soon. All right, Lorenz Villain. I'm using an awareness campaign to get leads as my budget is low. What do you suggest is the best way to make the most of it? As I don't think you have any videos about awareness campaigns. I wouldn't launch an awareness campaign. If your budget is low and you're trying to get leads, I would probably focus on boosting Instagram posts with automation set up to get leads, like ManyChat or something like that. And that way you are building a business asset, in this case, Instagram followers, to get leads so that 2 months from now, 2 years from now, you are shouting from a much greater mountaintop instead of living and dying by your ability to run ads to people who may or may not remember you, which is what an awareness campaign is set up to optimize for. What's going on here? Why we got no air? What's happening? I think my battery on my AC thing is going down. Okay. Anyway, so hopefully, Lawrence, that said, man, 3 days ago, so many folks. Okay, how to test the winning ad and add it to the winning ad set, because to not see which creative in the flexible ad set is performing the best. Yeah, you're never going to see which creative in the flexible ad set is performing the best. There are multiple ways of getting around to see which post ID is most important. Yeah, we can get rid of this Binance question. But one of the easiest tricks to this thing is just start to document the post IDs of all of the ads when you go through your comments to clean them up, and just build an active ad stock of all of them. And the one, if you have a flexible ad that went live on like October 11th, and it's the only ad that went live on October 11th, and in your comments section where you're documenting your ads, you see 7 ads that went live on October 11th. And one's got 7 comments, one's got 42, one's got 53, and another one's got 748. Just pick the one that's got 748. People are wildly overcomplicating this stuff. So let's make it stupid simple, right? All right, let's see. What's all the BS that Facebook taking down location targeting and cost hikes that would one day make you think you have to say, but of course, the same smoke and mirrors. I don't know about Facebook taking down location targeting. I haven't seen it ever say that you can't hit a zip code, an address, a city, a country, a region, a DMA. I don't know about that. I don't know, but I don't really have any actionable advice for you because I haven't seen that, and nor do I understand really the question. So I wish I had a better answer for you, but I don't. All right, let's get through day 4 and then, calendar. Yeah, that's rad. I got to get that calendar out to you. All right, cool. Every time I listen to you, your words create a strong impact and boost confidence. I truly want to join your program, but it's very expensive, especially for people in countries like Pakistan. Even well-settled individuals hesitate to enroll because of the cost. I'm confident that if I could join, I could see the progress in high fees, even after 1 week traveling the inner circle. I love it. You tried the inner circle for a week. That's amazing. made it challenging. I hope you consider making more accessible options for people like us to make our future brighter. Honestly, that's what YouTube is for. That's what my organic social is for. If you can't afford the other things, then just stick around on the organic social and stay as involved as you possibly can. And the more of that you do, the more success you will have. And the squeaky wheel gets the oil. Just ask your questions, and I'll do the best I can to help you set up to see the success that you deserve. And I've had plenty of people in your situation go from running ads manager on a smartphone to running companies and buying houses for their family and really making generational change in their life. And I want that for you. So that's my best piece of advice. Okay, sir, please make a video, a step-by-step screen, please. Yeah, buddy, Tuesday, we are literally going to do this best strategy to scale Facebook ads. This is a 5-minute Friday. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. This is what's coming out on Tuesday. Okay. I got you. All right. Nicholas, I love that you had a conversation with you, willing to talk about the place you disagreed and still respecting each other. The internet needs more of this. I agree. Ben Heath is a really great guy. There's an interview here with Ben Heath, by the way, if you want to check out me and him talking. I think he's a really great guy. Unlike the Taylor Holidays and Andrew Ferris's and of the world, he's a man with integrity who stands by what he says and has a very some in position that he's willing to listen to counterpoints on. And I really, really respect that. Unlike the other folks like Taylor, who's a fucking coward and won't ever get on camera to talk about something. And when I've asked him to do, he says, I don't want to get in a gotcha moment. What's the gotcha moment? I'm just going to ask you what you want to do. If you can't stand behind your own advice, because maybe somebody catches you saying something, what the fuck? Maybe don't try to rip people off for a living and you'll be all right. I'll gladly sit in the room and talk to anybody about anything because I fully believe what I have to say. And if somebody can prove me wrong and make me better, I'm fully open to it. But then again, I'm not a fucking coward who runs a scam destroying people's dreams and businesses and careers for a living. I'm not Taylor Holiday. I'm here to help you overcome dealing with low integrity grifters like that. People whose entire success is predicated on destroying jobs and dreams and taking credit for work that they didn't do. Just, it blows my mind that people respect that. Like Chase Chappelle's another, there's a bunch of these people out there. They're just low integrity grifters, just trying to take advantage of the bottom feeder snake oil salesmen. And I have tried everything in the world to drag them kicking and screaming into a place of like some moderate level of respect. And they refuse to do it. All right. Thank you, Mattel. I appreciate that. Okay, so we promised it. Let's get to point number 3. So, free money, Q5. Point number 3. Point number 1 was you can absolutely descale. There's absolutely no reason that you shouldn't just turn off things that aren't working and then spike it when things come back in. And sometimes the easiest way to spike your budget instead of doing some like surf scaling nonsense is literally just turn on a campaign that you turned off because instead of losing money, you decided to save it and go spend that money when it's going to do more money for you. Instead of that money losing 20 cents on the dollar, if you can double every dollar you spend, why spend it today when you could spend it in 2 weeks? You're still going to spend it. Why not just make money with it instead of losing money with it, right? There you go. All right, so thank you, Mattel. I really do appreciate that. I try to be a real one. You know, that's what I'm talking about. Now, the other part of this was be way more aggressive. You are not sending enough emails. You are too efficient on your Google search. You are not, your ACOS is not like, is too good. If you get more sales, you don't need to be as efficient. But the fewer sales you get, the greater your efficiency needs to be. And you can play the game of needing to be efficient enough to raise your budget. And to get there, you lower your budget and basically circling the drain. Or you can play the game of making more money. It is disrespectful to people to not send them more emails. Right? Like if you had a great first date, are you going to wait 3 days to text that person back? Maybe, because you're trying to play a fucking game. Or, you know, there we go. I appreciate that, man. Or you could just be a straight up person and be like, I appreciated this. Let's set up something next. There you go. All right. So point number 3. This is the period of time where people are most willing to spend the most amount of money on themselves that they will all year long. Give them the opportunity. Don't give them the, here's one, buy one, get one free. Sell them the buy three, get three free. Don't give them a discount price. Give them the full price with added value. Don't sell them the $100 item for $80. Offer them buy one, get one free, and they'll get a $100 gift card for 50% off. Get $250 instead of $80. Not only are you going to be more aggressive with your emails and with your search campaigns, not only are you going to turn back on the campaigns that were working before, but you're going to push up your AOV aggressively. And if you're running Facebook ads, one of the easiest way of doing this thing is also launching a new catalog campaign where the average order value, the MSRP of your product is greater than the LTV of your average customer. If your average customer LTV is $100, make a catalog that is only items that are 105 or more. And if you don't have enough of them, make them. Spend this time right now testing your bundles. Send emails every day between now and then saying, this is the next bundle, this is the next bundle, this is the next bundle. And just see who wants it. You don't have to build the page. You can literally just say, here's the next bundle we're doing. Reply back. We're going to keep it a secret. Reply back with X, Y, and Z if you want to get it. And if they say they want it, then you make the page and you make the product and you send it out to that person. But odds are, some days you're going to sell none of them, and some days you might sell a lot. What are the days that sell a lot? Just use those. And if you don't sell things, you can at least begin to look at the open rate. You can at least begin to look at the engagement rate of the emails. You can start to focus on the things that matter to get upper funnel metrics on how to be successful. The point here is this. This is not only the time where most people are on their devices for the most amount of time. In the Northern Hemisphere, we are dealing with some of the shortest days of the year. And in the summer and in the Southern Hemisphere, people are basically taking Christmas is the start of like a beach vacation couple of weeks. People are more willing to spend money on themselves than they will at any other time of the year. And the amount of big businesses spending money, the folks that are actually moving the needle, not the $5,000 or $10,000 a day drop shipper, not the person bragging about a $25,000 or even $100,000 a day ad spend. The people that are dropping $1 million and not even trying to sell things. I used to spend $1 million a day for a television company just to promote TV shows. You can't compete with that. But when those people go away, supply is high, demand is low, and consumer intent is the highest it'll be all year. You can build bundles to solve problems. And instead of selling something to somebody for $80, you could sell them on something for $250. Again, if you have a $100 item, instead of offering them a 20% discount, do buy one, get one, and throw in a $50 gift card, right? I guess that'd be $150. The point is, you can be way more aggressive. Shoot for the moon. Worst case scenario, somebody clicks on that ad or scrolls past the banner on your homepage and just buys the normal thing. But because you set that expectation, the odds of them taking an upsell is a little bit higher. And the folks that spend more money then are far, far more likely to come back and buy from you. As a matter of fact, the people that buy from you during Q5 and Black Friday, when you have an upsell, are exponentially more likely to buy from you a second time than the folks that buy from you when you're running a discount. Are you a salesperson or are you trying to build a business? And if you're trying to build a business, then you are going to reject the idea of how to make a margin per transaction today. You're going to take that cost cap mentality, you're going to throw it out the window. You're going to take the I need to be first order profitable trap, and you're going to start focusing on how do I buy better customers? How do I increase the percentage of individuals who are going to come back and buy again? How do I invest reoccurring revenue as my ad spend so that I can't actually lose? How do I treat e-commerce as lead gen instead of focusing on just trying to stay in business, pulling as many lottery tickets as possible, where if you pull 10,000 lottery tickets, they're all $1 a piece, you need 12 scratch-off winners for $1,000 a pop just to pay for your ad cost, not to mention your cost of goods. It's a stupid way of running a business. So this is basically free money. And what I mean by that is, yes, you need to advertise. Yes, you need to be sending emails. Yes, you need to be more aggressive with things. But one of the easiest ways to be more well respected by your end customer. And one of the easiest ways to be more profitable as an advertiser is to solve problems instead of selling products and to charge more money. If you were to come to me and take a look at the MBA program and I was to sell you, oh, it's X amount of money, and you were like, I don't know, I'd be like, all right, well, you know what? For you, I'm going to market 50% off. You're immediately like, your first thought might be, wow, that's a great deal. Your second thought is going to be, well, why, how can you afford to spend it 50% off? Why isn't this the price? I'm devaluing the brand. And I'm also selling short all of the other people that invested highly into it. If you're focused on closing every single sale and making a profit on every single transaction, according to silly things like attribution, then you're never going to be able to build a business because you're focused on being a salesperson who doesn't get fired. In the end of the day, one of these is going to make a dramatic change in the growth of your business, and one of them won't. And focusing on changing your mentality from I'm trying to not lose money to I want to start buying good customers, that change can change the rest of your life. That change means you'll never need an ad agency again, especially the low integrity operators at like Common Thread. Like, and I know I pick on them a lot, but it's because I do think they are the poster child for the worst of us, right? Like, they are an example of what the lowest common denominator, lowest integrity, worst person could be. Because either they know they're creating harm at scale, in which case, fuck them, or they don't, in which case, they've spent a decade destroying people's lives and haven't learned anything. Either way, fuck them. Marvin, hitting it up with the super chat to get out of here. All right. Hi, Charlie. Do you recommend turning off all our campaigns, including Google's PMAX, after our guaranteed Xmas delivery cutoff date? If yes, when is the best time to ramp it back up? Honestly, Marvin, I don't hate this idea. If you can't get the product to somebody and they want to buy, let them. But if they don't want to buy, don't make them. This is a great opportunity to just start sending a shit ton of emails. And when you start to see the revenue in your store go up, start lighting up more ads. As a general rule of thumb, basically Christmas night is a great time. Just like Black Friday is basically Thanksgiving night. Just start lighting it up. That Thursday is a great place to start really ramping up into the spend. And for Christmas, that night is a great place because basically everybody's sitting there doing whatever. They start opening their phones, showing more things. They're going to know all the presents they got. They're starting to look buy for themselves. They're finally in that space. That's a great time. That's a great place to get into them. By the way, Marvin, in the Inner Circle and the MBA program, we had a great guest speaker last week, Raul, who also did our masterclass on shopping and Google search, did a great masterclass on PMAX. And that'll be available in the next week. And if you join, you can buy it on disruptorschool.com. But if you join the Inner Circle or the Facebook Ads MBA program, you will get it for free. So another bonus is, think about all of the masterclasses we have on Disruptor School. In addition to everything else, you get all of them for free. And you also get to talk to those people to help solving your problems. And in this case, you'd be able to talk to Raul and be like, Raul, what about my situation? Follow-up questions. When we turn our campaigns back up, should we scale down our budgets first? Question is, Marvin, how much did you scale down before you turned them off? And would you be okay with losing some money in the morning after Christmas, knowing that by the evening you are maximizing your profitability? Or do you want to be profitable the whole time, but take a couple of days to maximize your buying potential, knowing that also a lot of the market is already bought? It's a risk assessment issue. All things being equal, I'm going to light it back up day one. Boom, let's go. And I will basically say, how much money did I not lose by not spending where I'm going to lose money? And could I invest a fraction of that loss in getting up to speed as soon as possible? And the answer is yes. I think we solved our problem. All right, everybody, that's it for this. Again, if you like these videos, go ahead and like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Apparently, only like 35% of you guys that binge my channel are subscribed. So go ahead and let's solve that. And get on calls with me. Once we get the first 12 people in the Facebook Ads MBA program, I'm going to stop taking sales calls for the year. And yeah, I took 4 on Monday. I took 3 on Wednesday. We took 2 yesterday. We signed somebody up. We've got plans going. We've got it is going to fill up in the next week. And then you're gonna have to wait. And I don't want you to have to do that. So with that being said, take care. Best of luck. And I'll see you on the internet. Stay tuned for Tuesday's video. It will blow your mind. It will blow your mind. Tuesday's video is